Hello and welcome to another tutorial on the Raspberry Pi. One of the tasks I find tedious is preparing a new installation of an operating system to run on one of my Raspberry Pis. First, I need to decide whether one of the images I have on my computer is current enough to warrant using or not. Second, if I decide I need a more recent image, I need to delete the older image and download a newer image to my computer from the Raspberry Pi Foundation's website. Next, I need to use a program like Etcher to transfer an image to an SD card. In March 2020, the Raspberry Pi Foundation created the Raspberry Pi Imager. The Imager program allows users to select an OS from a list of images, download it to a computer, and then transfer it directly to an SD card with a few clicks of a mouse. The Raspberry Pi Imager is available for macOS, Ubuntu, and Windows. This video demonstrates the downloading of the Raspberry Pi Imager program, the installation of the program, and the use of the program to image an operating system on a micro SD card using Windows 8. Let's start by downloading the application from the Raspberry Pi Foundation website. 1. Open your favorite browser. In this video, the browser is already open for our use. 2. In the address bar, type in www.raspberry.org/downloads/. 3. Press the Enter key. 4. At the top of the page, locate the links for Windows, Mac OS, and Ubuntu. 5. Click the link of your operating system. In our example, let's use Windows. Since we're using Mozilla Firefox, the window appears prompting us to save the file to the computer. So on the Opening Imager exe window, click Save File. Other browsers may just download the installer program without prompting or give a different prompt to save the file. The download process begins, and this might take a few minutes depending on your network connection speed and the speed of your computer. 6. Locate the program. In our example, the installer program is located on the desktop. However, the location might be different for your computer. For example, your computer might download to the Downloads folder. 7. Double-click the installer program icon. 8. Click the Install button. The program may take a few minutes to install. Let's speed up this process through the magic of video editing. 9. If you want the computer to run the Raspberry Pi Imager after finishing the installation, verify that the Run Raspberry Pi Imager checkbox is checked. If you don't want to run the program, uncheck the Run Raspberry Pi Imager checkbox. In this demonstration, let's leave the checkbox checked. 10. Click Finish. Once the application finishes installing, the computer is ready to image an OS onto an SD card. So, let's install a full version of Raspbian on a micro SD card. 1. Insert an SD card into an SD card reader. 2. Open the Raspberry Pi Imager. In our example, the program is already open because the Run Raspberry Pi Imager checkbox was selected when the program was installed. 3. Click the Choose OS button. 4. On the Operating System menu, click the operating system you want to install. Notice that the menu contains several options. First, the menu contains the most recent release of Raspbian. There are several things to observe about this entry. First, observe the release date of the image. Second, notice the menu gives the location of the image. In our example, the image is located online. Third, the menu gives the size of the download. In addition, the menu contains earlier versions of Raspbian. There's also an option to download and install Libre Elect and Ubuntu. The program also provides some extras, including an option to download miscellaneous utility images and erase and format an SD card. The custom option allows the program to image SD cards with custom images like Android for Raspberry Pi. In our example, let's click the full version of the most recent version of Raspbian. The program saves a copy of the image to the computer for additional installation of the operating system. 5. Click the Choose a Card button. 6. On the SD card menu, choose the card you want to install the OS on. 7. Click the Write button. This process may take a minute or two depending on the speed of your network and of your computer. Let's speed up this process through the magic of video editing. If you need to cancel the imaging, click the Cancel Write button. If you are imaging Raspbian or a utility image for the first time, or there's a newer version of the image available, the program will locate the image on the internet and download it to the computer. If you have already imaged an SD card using the program and there is not a new version of the image available, the program will use a cached copy of the image. Next, the program will image the SD card. After writing the image to the SD card, the program will verify the image. Once again, let's speed up the process through the magic of video editing. The verify process may be stopped by clicking the Cancel Verify button. Once the process of imaging and verifying the image is complete, the program displays a message indicating that the process has been completed and the SD card may be now safely removed from the card reader. The program actually has safely ejected the SD card from the reader already for you. 8. Click the Continue button. Before leaving the Raspberry Pi Imager, let's verify that the program has cached a copy of Raspbian. To see whether the program has cached the Raspberry image or not, 1. Click the Choose OS button. 2. Observe the menu entry for Raspbian. Specifically notice the word cache underneath the release date. This indicates that the program would attempt to use the cached version of the image unless there was a more recent version available online. In this video, you learned how to work with the Raspberry Pi Foundation's Imager program in Microsoft Windows. First, you learned how to download and install the program. Second, you learned how to access the program and use it to image an operating system on a micro SD card. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Until the next video, best wishes.